to the first episode for what I used to call Thailand Tuesday. Now it's just the Thailand, not the Tuesday anymore. Updates from the land of Smile. And, well, Happy New Year, Sawadee Pimai. I hope all the good things will come to you, of course. Health, wealth, all the things. Easy visa decisions, everything that you're asking for, of course. The thing that I talk about now again, and you see it from the title, so if you clicked on it, you know what's going to happen. So, back in the old year, I talked a few times about hospitals and so on, simply because that's what we experience here right now. And now, after a nice holiday trip, actually over the New Year, we're back at it. It was planned that now the aplastic anemia treatment would start, so the next step. So until now, it was taking pills every day, and while this kept it at bay to some extent. Some days better, some days worse. It was okay, but I mean, you can't keep taking these pills all the time. I mean, you have to if you have that disease, but if it doesn't show like the progress that the doctor expected, in this case, he said, well, I think we should think about the ATG treatment. So now that's what's happening right now. Today is day 2 of the ATG treatment. So on Sunday, it was the admission to the hospital for whatever reason. I mean, sure that you're there on Monday morning when the doctor comes. Yes, but I mean, they told us to be there at 8 a.m. on Sunday. We've been there at 9 a.m. because slowly we understand how things work here. But so there was nothing to do the whole day in the hospital. So could have come there in the evening or something, I think. So that could have been communicated a little bit better. But hey, not there to complain too much. At least this time it's a private room. Last time it was not, but I think it makes sense in this case because I'm not a doctor, so if you have experience with autoimmune diseases and aplastic anemia in particular, please do reach out. I really want to know more and experiences and so on, and pass all of it on. But from my understanding, it's like the immune system will get shut down, right? So from my point of view, it does make sense that you have a private room. And until Sunday, we didn't know if there would be a private room. They said before, well, like the initial checkup was on Thursday to just get everything checked to see, okay, we're ready for Sunday. And then on Thursday, they said they're not sure if there will be a private room available. They would call if there would be one ready. They didn't call, so we're like, oh, damn. But then when we arrived, they said, hey, the private room is there. So then a quick, scheduling conflict, because the rule is that someone needs to be with the patient 24/7 in that private room, just in case something happens. So initially the mom was supposed to be here, but because we didn't know that we would have the private room, so told mom, well, don't get. She doesn't live in Bangkok, so don't get ready just yet. We're not sure, blah blah. So it was a bit of a hectic rescheduling to get her to Bangkok, but now she's there, which is great. Why am I not there 24/7? Because I have to work. That's the reason why. Luckily now that COVID is over, I know. Oh no, I said the C word. Now I'm going to get demonetized again. I'm too lazy to edit that. Visiting hours are longer. Like last time with the hospital stint of 2 weeks, visiting times was 2 hours per day, which really sucked. And so everybody had to come during those 2 hours, and you had to queue. It was to keep COVID at bay, they said, but cramming everybody into those 2 hours, and everyone just standing like this in the elevators, just crazy. I don't think that did COVID any favors. Now it's from noon to 8 p.m. It's a bit more relaxed, so it's not that crowded when you go there, which is great. Also, the nurses on that station with the private rooms, obviously way more relaxed than the nurses in that section on that floor with the big rooms with all the people in there. So that's appreciated. So day 1 of ATG, so yesterday they started it. No real effect on the mood yet, or on the tiredness, exhaustion, and so on. The doctor said those 10 days are gonna suck. So basically waiting for the sucking to start, which sounds weird. So yesterday was okay. we tried to redecorate the room a little bit. I brought some lights from home, some warmer lights to make it look a little bit nicer. I brought a wireless speaker. I brought some bathroom utensils and stuff just to make it look a little bit more homey. Not too much because, hey, it's only supposed to last 10 days. So we don't want to get too comfortable there, obviously. But yeah, so again, day one was okay. Today I checked in just right before I started pressed record on this audio file here on the podcast. Everything is all right. Working on some stuff, on some actual work stuff right now on the laptop, which is great. So far, so good. I mean, we don't really know if it's showing any effect just yet or what's going to happen. So I think day 2, it's too early to say anything, but the spirits are high, the morale is high, which is great. The nurses come in all the time. They're also very polite. Like yesterday during like blood infusion time, so you, for those who don't know, right? So you get your blood infusions, is it infusion? Is it I don't know how to say it in English, but you know what I mean. You get the blood, right? And transfusion, right? Blood transfusion. Okay, you get a blood transfusion. And so sometimes I've seen it in 2 different ways. So sometimes when she got it, it was just like hanging up there and it was just stripping the blood and the blood platelets. But then usually when you're like in the hospital bed, in the room, in the station, they have like this machine where they put the tube in, and then I think it probably controls the pressure in which the blood is being pumped into you, basically, or just keeps the blood pumping, I think. And it just every 5 minutes it was sending an alarm like beep, it's not working. So I had to call the nurse like every 5 minutes for like, I don't know, 10 times. And the nurse was super nice. Like she's like, yeah, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it 1 second. I'll be right there. And then she came and she made it work again. And then 5 minutes later, it stopped working again. And eventually, the nurse was like, okay, wait, we do it old school. We just do it without that thing. We just let it drip, which worked, no problem, of course. So yeah, so far nothing to complain about. Good job so far of everybody involved. I appreciate the people involved there at Latsin Hospital here in Bangkok. So far, so good. Food's not great, so I always have to bring some food when I go there. Then later, I already have my shopping list for today, which I'm gonna do right after the podcast. Buy all those things. Then I go to work, and then right from work to the hospital with some food and buy some food on the way, of course, so that it's fresh. The nice thing is, opposite of the hospital, there is some nice small street food restaurants where we can always get some stuff, which is not a 7-Eleven, so which and a Dunkin' Donuts, which we're not using, of course. So now with all that aside, right, with all the funny things that I mentioned now at the end, like the lightheartedness, of course it's intense in regards to what's going to happen. Like we're waiting for like the like I said earlier, the sucking to start. So that's kind of weird. Just wait for it to set in. We've met a few patients that we met before in like during the first hospital stint, like in August, September, who also had AA and were already in the next stage and nothing was working, the medicine wasn't working and so on. And saw them now again, and a patient that we know lost an eye, which was not very encouraging. So I think due to infections while doing that ATG thing. So now they said it was like an extreme thing that usually doesn't happen. But you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear it, of course. So now we're like, shit, when does the sucking gonna start? So hopefully, fingers crossed, it goes on as it went on for like now 1.5 days, or one and the third day. I'll keep updating, of course, and I'm just doing those videos / podcasts on the topic of AA, just so I hopefully also get some feedback from people with experience. And that's why I keep saying the words like AA, aplastic anemia, and autoimmune disease, so that the algorithm picks it up. Because if you have any experience in, again, autoimmune diseases, any ways of treating them, I found a lot of people on like different podcasts already, and I already reached out to, I think, almost all of them to talk with them about those things. If you have information, experience in regards to treating a aplastic anemia, if you have ATG experience in regards to different kinds of ATG. I saw that in the US, for example, there's a study going on. They're looking for participants. We saw it too late now, but also in the US, they use r-ATG, which is like from horses. If you don't familiar with it, so there are different types of ATG, particularly r-ATG, horse ATG, and r-rapid ATG. Here in Thailand, r-ATG is the go-to treatment, while in the US, r-ATG is the go-to treatment. And then together with the ATG, there's this one medicine that you usually take, the higher, like quite an expensive medicine that you take before already, so keep it at bay. And now there's a study that suggests that if you do r-ATG and you use that medicine at the same time, then it will lead to better results. And that's also what the doctor does right now. The only difference between the Thailand treatment here and the US treatment is that in the US it's r-ATG, horse ATG, and here it's r-rapid ATG. So let's see how that goes. So if you have any experience in ATG treatments, R versus H, and so on, please also do reach out. You can always reach me either social media at funkitpod or email funkitpod@gmail.com. That would be highly appreciated. Other than that, if you're just interested in all those things, do like, share, subscribe, and so on. That would be highly appreciated. It just knocked the door. I have to check what it is. Apparently, I'm hearing ghosts, so that was nothing. Weird. You heard it too, though, right? Anyway, so again, just ending now with the call to action. If you're interested in all of those things, follow up, like, share, subscribe. Then we reach a wider audience. We can have a bigger discussion. Hopefully learn more about all those things. So that would be very much appreciated. I'll promise also to add more Thailand experience things too. The Thailand Tuesday again this month, January. I have to renew my visa again as well. So also more on visa stuff again coming soon here on the Thailand Tuesday here on the Funkit Pod. Until then, as always, stay safe, take care. Sawadee Krap.